Hello everyone, and welcome to Science Fun with Miss Mary. Today we've got a celery rainbow experiment. We want to say a special thank you to Block's Fresh Market for donating all the celery that you have in your kits today. If you were at the library, you picked up a kit. It will have 3 food coloring tablets and 1 whole stalk of celery. Again, thank you to Block's Fresh Market for donating those. If you picked up a kit from the library, these are 2 things you're going to still need in order to complete the celery experiment. We are using clear plastic cups, but if you can use anything that you could put the food coloring in with some water, that's okay. If you can't find 6 cups, you can use 3. If you have all 6, you could do the whole rainbow of colors, but if you at least have 3, you could put 1 tab in each cup and have a red, yellow, and blue. Now if you have all 6 cups, we're going to do the whole rainbow. And then you'll also need some water. Once you have either your 3 or 6 cups, the first thing we're going to do is put water in just 3 of them. And I'm going to equal out the water so they each have the same amount. Then I'm going to put, there's one that's a very blue tab. I'm going to put that in one. There's a yellow one. I'm going to put that in the middle. And there's one that kind of looks like a dark purple. And I'm going to put it in here. But that one's going to be our red. Now, if you only have 3 cups, you could do this with just 3. All right, now that those have all dissolved, and you can stir it up just to make sure. If you are only using 3 cups, you are ready to move on. But if you want to make the whole rainbow, we are going to have to mix some of the colors we're missing. So if we have red, yellow, and blue, we are going to need orange, green, and purple. Do you know how to make those colors? Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is take our blue, and blue we'll need for green and purple. So I'm going to put a little bit of blue and a little bit of blue. So that way I have 3 equal cups of blue. You see that? I'm going to move this around a little bit. 3 equal cups of blue. Then this is going to stay my blue cup. This one I'm going to make my green cup. So I'm going to take my yellow and add some yellow. Well, remember, we still have to make orange and keep yellow, so I don't want to put too much. But that looks like a good amount of green. Then, I've got 1 more blue cup, and I want to make purple. So I'm going to take some red and add it to the blue. And there we go, purple. And we got 1 more empty cup, which we're going to need orange. So we're going to take some yellow. Remember that you still want enough yellow in your cup, so you don't want to put too much in there. And then I'm going to take my red and add it to the yellow. And there we go. We've got red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. We can set those aside. And the next thing we're going to do is take our celery, which mine is missing some because I will show you I started the experiment so you could see what it looks like after a whole day. But you're going to break off the celery If you have a parent or guardian there, they can help you with a knife and cut it, or you could just break it and pull it off. And we've got some little ones in the middle, which actually work really well. So if you want to get those out too, you can break it all up and get those out. The celery that has leaves, it's easier to see the color. Now, all of our items from our kit are ready to go. We've either got 3 or 6 cups of our colored water, and our celery is broken up so we can set them in the cups. With this celery experiment, we are learning how plants absorb water from their roots. This process is called osmosis. If we look at the parts of a plant, we are really concentrating on the roots. The roots are a part of the plant that is underground. The roots keep the plant from falling over. They also absorb. Do you know what absorb means? Soak up water and minerals from the soil to help the plant grow. So what we're wondering is if the roots way down here are sucking up the water and minerals, how does that help the whole plant? Wouldn't it just stay down here in the roots? And that's what we're going to find out doing our celery experiment. So next, you need to find a spot for all your cups to go where they will be safe and sit for a couple of days. Now you could do it in one day, but you could wait a couple of days and really see what that colored water does to our celery. Now you're going to have a bit more celery than I have right now because I've already done this experiment once, and I'm going to show you those examples in a moment. So you are going to take your pieces and add them in to each of your colors. Now you are welcome to put more than one in each of these cups, all the way until you run out. Or if you want to just put 2 in each one, and if you have extras, you're welcome to eat it. But make sure you ask your parent or guardian to make sure it's okay. Now that I've set my celery in each of these colored cups of water, what do you think is going to happen? Remember we talked about how the roots of a plant take in water and nutrients for the whole plant. So what do you think is going to happen? We are going to let them sit and see what they look like tomorrow. This second half of the video is going to show you what the celery looks like on day 2. If you don't want to spoil anything, you could pause the video now, set up your experiment, make your guesses, and check out the rest of the video tomorrow. Now, if your celery got to sit a whole night and you're checking on it the next day, what are you seeing? Have any of the leaves changed color? And which colors did best in this? Now, I'm going to show you a couple of mine. These sat for one whole day. My red, the leaves have some red in them. It's just faint. It's easier to see it in person. But I also see it all the way down at the bottom. So how do you think that happened? Then let's check our orange. The orange, I see a little tiny bit in the leaves and a little bit on the bottom. Now I wonder why we saw more red than we did orange. Now let's check our yellow. Now the one I had, the yellow, had no leaves, but if I look really close up at the top, I've got yellow all the way at the top of my celery. And on the bottom, I can't see too much down here. Next is green. Now what color is celery already? It's kind of green. But because this is a darker green with more blue in it, I can see a lot of that down at the bottom. And I'm seeing it all the way up at the top. All right, now I'm on my blue. My blue had the most leaves of any of my other pieces. And I can really see it in the leaves. The whole leaf has blue in it. All the way to the very top. And I could really see it down below. And the last one is my purple. I could see the purple all the way down at the bottom, but at the top, I actually see a lot of blue. But if we remember, how do we mix that purple? Yeah, we mixed red and blue together. So that's the blue coming through at the top. All right, science friends, how did your experiment go? Did you see the color that was at the bottom go all the way through your celery to the top? All the way through the leaves? And was that your guess, your hypothesis that that's what was going to happen? We would love to see your pictures, hear about your guesses or your thoughts on the experiment. You're welcome to message us at Ella Johnson Library Facebook. You can email us. Thank you to all of our amazing scientists out there. I hope you had some science fun today with Miss Mary.